Tameika Devine. Today, she met with a group of African American male and Africans at 1217 Bull Street here in Columbia, South Carolina. Listen what Tameika Devine has to say with respect to the race of the mayor here in Columbia, South Carolina.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is good to be here. Today is Friday.
Louis, close.
Days of work together. What is it, 11? It's something like that. It's Friday.
Today is Friday. It's good to be here. I am Jamie Devine. I am the husband of Councilwoman Tameika Devine, and thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to our host for hosting us on today. If y'all would raise your hand. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Excuse me.
Thank you to Tameika's team for hosting us and having us here as well. Again, thank you everybody for coming out. Just real quick, the election, as you know, is coming up Tuesday, November the 16th. Need everybody, all hands on deck, to come out. We know that this is a very important election. We know that there's some folk trying to suppress the vote and not get us to come out and vote. And so we know that through all of our efforts together, collectively as a community and as a team, that we will make this happen for our sister, for my wife and mother of our 4 wonderful children. And so we just want to just welcome each of you again for being here. And it's so important that particularly African American men show up. And we thank you all for being here, because it is so important that we as protectors of our families, that we make sure that we protect our sister, also protect our community, because without strong sisters like this, where we all were birthed from, we wouldn't be here. So let's make sure that we continue to move forward as brothers to support our sisters in whatever endeavors they may do. So without further ado, I'll introduce to some and present to others our Councilwoman, your next Mayor of the City of Columbia, Tameika Devine.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm humbled by the great turnout for tonight. And as y'all know, we're 4 days away from Election Day. I'm blessed to be able to be in the runoff to be your next mayor. And just a couple things I wanted to share, and then I did want to introduce a good friend and special guest, because I think he has something to say, and then I'll let the hosts say what they have to say, and then I have to run for a forum. Can y'all believe we have a forum on a Friday night? So I'm running a mile a minute. Just came. Y'all see I have on my chucks and my pearls, so I've been walking the neighborhoods tonight. Got really great reception. People who have already voted, which is great, because we're trying to get as many people to vote early as possible. But as we look at the numbers from last week, we had very low African American or non-white voter turnout. The non-white voter turnout was 14% of the eligible voters voted. As contrary to the white voter turnout, it was around 27% of their eligible voters. And so when we looked at the numbers, I got 30% of the vote, which was great. My opponent in the runoff has 44% of the vote. How he got 44% of the vote, out of his 8,000 votes, about 6,000 of that came from 10 precincts. We have a total of like 73 precincts, so you can tell that's not a majority of the city. And since I first started talking about running and talking about my campaign, I've talked about building a more inclusive and equitable city of Columbia. And I really truly believe that we are at a crossroads, and we have to have somebody who's intentional, who doesn't just talk about including everybody, but who actually does the work and who actually get things done. And you know, I think the last couple of weeks, since I heard from several of you, last couple of weeks we've had forums, but this week we've had, this thing keeps beeping, I'm sorry. But the last couple days we've had several forums, several debates, and I think clearly you can see the difference between the two candidates. I just had an interview with the Post and Courier, who did an article today about how race has become a big deal in this race. And my opponent took exception to it, and the whole article started on a comment that he made in Wednesday night's debate that we've had African American leadership for 10 years, and where are we? We're no better. And my response was, well, clearly he doesn't understand systemic racism and how 10 years of a majority council without resources to really bring up communities of color, you clearly don't understand the issue if you think that in 10 years things should be great for Black people. The reality is we all have to invest in our community, and that means bringing everybody together. And for us, communities of color have been disenfranchised for many years. And so what I tell people all the time, I'm not running to be the Black mayor. I'm not running to be the Black female mayor. I think, that's a plus that I'm a Black female, but I'm the most qualified. But I also understand that we have to have someone who is unapologetic and intentional about including everybody in the present and the future of the city of Columbia. And so if we don't have somebody who is intentional, if we have somebody who is thinking, well, I only have to cater to a small portion of the electorate and get elected, how are they going to serve? And so I am here, number one, thank you for being here, but I need your help. If we come out at 14% again on Tuesday, then there's no way I can win. But if we bring more people, we bring our brothers and our sisters and everybody to the polls, the numbers are there. Jazz and Bree have been working nonstop, and Jazz can tell you what's being said on the ground, but our votes are there, but our voters are not coming to the polls. And we have got to come to the polls if we want not just to build political power, but to make the changes that we want to see in our community. And this is not just about investing in communities of color. This is about investing in communities that have been disenfranchised so that our entire city can thrive. And so this is not about Black or white. This is about bringing our city together. And so what I ask you to do after you have fun tonight with some cigars, some conversations, think about what you personally can do to help this campaign in the last 4 days. And that includes calling folks that live in the city. Not everybody lives in the city. Just because your address is Columbia doesn't mean you live in the city, and we get that. But I, as mayor, will be responsive to everybody who lives in the Midlands, because it's not about whether or not you can vote for me, but it's about how the city impacts you. But we do need people who live in the city to vote. And so if you can identify your friends, your neighbors, your church members, others that live in the city of Columbia, make sure they go to the polls. They can go early. They can go Monday from 8:30 to 5 at 2020 Hampton Street. And I'll just tell you point blank, my opponent is already getting people. There's a party bus from USC Greek Village that is bringing 10 and 15 kids a pop to 2020 Hampton Street voting. We were told, I don't know if the number went up, Jazz, I think we were told about 1,000 people voted today. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Mayoral. But a lot of those were these fraternity kids from USC who came in and voted because they got on a party bus and were promised that they were going to save 5 points. Well, fine, 5 points is important and it needs revitalization, but what about North Main Street? What about Millwood? What about these other areas? And so we need to make sure that we are coming out as enthusiastically as these young college kids who are getting on a party bus and voting. We need to come out that important as well. And so identify people who can get them to the polls with us. On Monday, if they can't vote Monday, then Tuesday, 7 to 7. In addition to that, I need you to tell those people to find 5, 10 other people and have them vote. And then lastly, if you are able to financially contribute, we've got a very aggressive Get Out the Vote campaign. We are hoping to have people out and about with materials, canvassing, and we continue to get our materials out, but we still need money to finish this thing strong. But that's all I wanted to say tonight. I'll answer any questions that you may have, but before I do that, I wanted to invite Tona Okei to come join me up here.
Thank you, our candidate. I come on behalf of our community to reaffirm our commitment and support for you. I come on behalf of my people to say we promise you we're going to stand with you shoulder to shoulder. and we've been doing our possible best. We've raised thousands of funds. We donated, we gave a check of 5,000 on Tuesday. We're here today again to give you another check. We have come again to reaffirm our priority, which is one, never again should our people be harassed. Never again should the African people be harassed unjustly. We want a Colombia that will be fair, just, equitable, accommodate our people. We want a Colombia that will grow and our people are willing to work, go to your hospitals. Most of your best doctors are Nigerians, Ghanaians, from the Caribbeans. We really want to work. The man who moved the motion for Colombia to be the state capital, Senator Javed, once said, we want all who come to Colombia to find it a home. We've come from thousands of miles away. We find this place our home. So we want a Colombia that will grow. We are assured of your vision and your priorities. We've listened to you. And never again will our people be taken for granted. You are the first candidate to come to my place to meet our leaders and elders. You are the first to pay respect to my people, and we replied and reciprocated. And on behalf of my people, every time you see Dr. Gorman standing close to me, you know that's the highest respect we can pay to you. Dr. Steve is representing the African physicians here. President Dr. Patrick Ingula represents one of the presidents of our National Association.
Photographer.
We have Miss Louie, who's on our engine room. So on behalf of our community, Dr. Steve, who has been the chief pilot of raising these funds, will open this check now. And on behalf of our people, I'll present it to Dr. Bonnet Gorman, who will present the check to the candidates. And I want you to be rest assured, this is not the end. Sometime this weekend, we're going to come again. So we're doing this to let you know we are behind you. As the first gentleman of Colombia, by his grace on Tuesday, said, our men should stand behind our women. The African community, we've not done something for good for the past. Promoting our women, promoting our kids. Those are two priorities. We should stand shoulder to shoulder with our women. So on behalf of our community, it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Bonnet Gorman, a celebrated physician, to do the needful.
On behalf of the Organization of African Unity of South Carolina, the OAU South Carolina, of which Tora is our president, which represents not only Africans from the continent, but Africans in America. We call ourselves AUSA. Some people say African American, but I prefer AUSA. And Africans from the Caribbean. And I think it's very, very important that we all stand together. We stand for Pan-Africanism. And if, as you stated before, if we work together, if we raise that 14% to 99.9%, there's nothing we can't do in this country. So this is a small part of the goal. Our goal was 15,000. You've gotten 5,000. This is adding to that. And there'll be more, because we understand that even after the election, there will be debt that has to be repaid. So we're not going to stop.
Oh, thank you. So Obama calls it the fierce urgency of now, the audacity of hope. In the face of this propaganda by your opponents, spreading lies, unverifiable lies, we reassure you we will stand with you, we will defend the truth. Edmund Burke once said, all that evil needs to triumph is that good men do nothing. We shall do something, we're doing something, and I urge members here, reach out to your friends. Tell them not only to vote, but to donate. We need money. Money, vision without money is an exercise in futility. I know Colombia under you will be saved. I know that, and I'm saying that on behalf of everyone here. We will be saved under you. So go there and do what only you can do best. I wish you the very best of luck.
Like she said, I am Jermaine Johnson. I'm the state rep for House District 80. where I represent the good people of Lower Richland, all the way up to Kershaw County as it currently sits. And I wanted to come out here today to really address you all here and really address the elephant in the room. All right, so I need y'all to understand, we're under attack. And I need y'all to really understand the fact right now, we are under attack. Now, what are we gonna do about being under attack? Are y'all gonna lay down? Are we gonna take this loss? Are we just gonna brush it to the side? Or are we gonna stand up and fight? Are we gonna get out and we're gonna grab our community members and say, we've got to get up and we've got to stand beside our system? What are we gonna do in this aspect? We know we are under attack. We're under attack at the State House. I can let you know that right now. We're under attack all across the state because right now what they're trying to do to my district is they're trying to make it the third whitest district in the state of South Carolina. They're trying to gerrymander, they're trying to send my district down to Mount Pleasant, and they're trying to make one consolidated district in Lower Richland. We are under attack. The city is under attack. Did y'all know that this man right now had a problem with the housing authority telling people to get out and vote? To get out and vote, not to go vote for this candidate or that candidate or do this or do that, but just for telling people to get out and vote. Just for telling people to exercise their right to vote. Y'all were under attack. They're trying to take us down. Will we allow them to take us down? No. See it, look, will we allow them to take us down? No. No, we're not.
Not without a fight.
Because that's not us. That's not in our blood. I know that's not in my blood. That's not in our blood. We don't lay down without a fight. We have relatives, we have family members, we have individuals, ancestors who came over here thousands of miles, packed like sardines in ships, and they survived this journey. And they got here, and they are thriving, and they're doing what they're doing. Y'all, they're breaking up our families. They're tearing us apart. They're saying that man can't stand with women. They're saying that they don't need us or we don't need them. They're putting division between all of us. Right now, I'm here today to stand next to my sister to say she has got my 100% support. I am here. We will not go down without a fight. We won't do it. You want a candidate, you want somebody who's going to fight for you. She's been fighting for us for 19 years. You want somebody who's going to be honest, who's going to tell you the truth, not to sugarcoat it, not to give you broken promises and say that, you know, maybe I'm going to do this or, you know, I'm going to do that or, you know, I'm going to do. We know the truth. Candidates, they can tell you what they can or can't do. They know how to do it. They know how to play politics. She's not a politician, y'all. She's a community member. She's a sister. She is a leader. Right. That is what we need. No more lies from these politicians. No more broken promises from these politicians. We're not going to stand for this anymore. Those days are done. Those days are over with. It is time for a new beginning. And I'm telling you right now that with this new beginning right here, I see prosperous on the horizon. So what we will do today, we will make that promise that we're going to stand here with our sister. And on Tuesday, we're going to stand at those polls. And we're going to grab somebody in our community and we're going to take them along with us. And we're going to vote and we're going to make sure that on Tuesday night, we're coming victorious, y'all. Oh, yeah. We're coming victorious. Thank y'all again. God bless y'all.
All right, brothers. How y'all doing?
That's right. Yeah.
Good. So, I was talking to some young guys not too long ago, and our conversation led down the road to, if I can convince you that you are less than what you are, I can get you to accept less than what you deserve. And for generations across South Carolina and across the South, but it was mastered here on the soil of South Carolina. They developed this system that taught us and convinced us that we were less than what we actually are. So because of that, we started accepting less than what we deserve. And when only 14% of us come out to vote, come out to use the power that we actually have, in the city that we have the highest density of voting power in this state, and allow a Republican who is unashamed, of the rhetoric that comes out of his mouth, when he says that, you know, it's improper for us to go out and vote, when he says that it is okay for a community to be deprived, when he starts not just using dog whistles but bullhorns to say that black people can't lead, it is up to us to stand up, especially as men, and lead the way and wake up our community and say enough is enough. We deserve more, we deserve better, and now we actually have it right in front of us in a candidate like Tameika Devine.
Yes.
What we have here, brothers and sisters, is a unique opportunity. There's not a lot of opportunities like the one we have in front of us. I remember I served 11 years in the United States Army. I was on the 4-man small kills team. And we were in Iraq about to go on a mission. And the guy, before I got off the helicopter, he told me, soldier, because at that time I was only an E4, a specialist. He said, this is a very unique opportunity. You're about to go out there and fight for your country. What you may do tonight, you may not want to talk about, but I guarantee you, the ripples of what you do tonight will create a more prosperous and safer future for the folks back at home. Now, we're not on the battlefield where we're shooting bullets, but we're on the battlefield where we're casting votes. And every vote matters. And if we want to lose this war, we're going to keep doing the same thing we've been doing, allowing our soldiers to enter the battlefield with an empty weapon. My granddad used to tell me, if you're in a fight, you don't just hit them and back up and see what they're going to do. You hit them, then you hit them again, then you hit them again and again and again until I come and take you off of them. And in this community, we are in a battle for the future of our generations. And it's time for us to hit back. Because sometimes Democrats get too soft, right? Democrats don't like to call a spade a spade. They don't like to call an elephant and say he smelled like the dung that just dropped out of him. But tonight, and onward to Tuesday, we got to call it like we see it. We got to fight the fight, and we can't take one step back. So I know a lot of people got your cell phones. I'm about to ask you to take some action right now. It's as simple as sending a text message and saying enough is enough. Did you vote? If you didn't vote, why did you not vote yet? Didn't you know you could vote? Hold our community accountable, brothers. Hold ourselves accountable. So before you leave tonight, I need you to text 3 people. And tell them to text 3 other people. And tell them to go vote. They can vote before Tuesday. They can still vote this weekend, right? Or Monday.
Yeah.
They can vote on Monday. But tonight, when we get on these phones, we have to speak with the authority that was given to us by our divine creator.
Yes.
We got to step into our leadership. Step into our role as the head and not the tail. And command our city to move. Because if we don't do it, they'll do it for us.
Yes.
And I guarantee you, we won't like the end result. So let's get this work done, brothers. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. That's the end of the formal program. So if you want to go and smoke a cigar, you can. If you just want to sit and mix and mingle, you can do that as well. We have wings over here, but we appreciate y'all for coming. So let's get this win on Tuesday.
Let's get it.
Are not monolithic. We have African Americans, we have